Okay, everybody, and welcome back to RC Taildraggin and another episode of In the Hangar. Today we have the E-flite Valiant on the workbench getting a brand new motor. Okay, so I finally got the new 480 brushless outrunner delivered to me. It's a 960 kilovolt. It's an exact replacement of the motor that was in the Valiant, which had a failure not long into having the plane. I think I only had about 6 or 7 flights on it, and then all of a sudden we started getting a lot of racket out of the motor, like a bearing or something, and no power from it. So anyway, I'd already pulled the bad motor out. I labeled it so that I wouldn't get them mixed up because they are identical. So we get this motor mount off of here onto here, then we'll get the fuselage up here on the table and see about getting her installed. And I'll be right back. Okay, got the engine mount removed from the old motor and installed onto the new motor. And new motor is going to go right in there. 4 screws. You can see how clean this plane looks. It's only been flown a few times. I'm kind of anxious to get it in the air again. I can't really remember what it does. But we're going to go ahead and get the motor installed in there. I had pulled out the ESC during my troubleshooting phase of this, so that's got to go back in as well. So we'll throw that back in and see what else we can do. And I'll be right back. Okay, the motor's in, nice and tight. I can see that it's got its right thrust in there and down thrust, as it should. So we know we got that back in there right. Now I'm going to go ahead and get this ESC reinstalled, and then we'll see if we can fire her up for a function check. So let me do that, and I will get right back to you. Okay, the ESC is back in. Got the power cable where I want it. I got the binding lead pulled back through like it should be. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my checks on the outside of the airplane. Make sure everything's tight. We'll get the wheels back on here, and then we'll see about a function check.
Binding. DSMX 22 milliseconds. Telemetry. Bind complete.
Okay, function check works. The new motor is ready to fly. Okay, the next thing I want to do is see if I can get these wheel pants off. We fly from a grass strip, and sometimes if it's not mowed absolutely perfectly to nothing, it can be difficult because this thing sits way back like this, and it tends to get pretty close to the ground and drag. It causes friction with the grass, so we're going to remove those and see if that's going to improve it. Okay, so I got the wheel modifications done that I wanted to do. I got the fairings removed, and I installed just a little bit bigger wheel. I had an issue though. The actual bolt for the axle is in the fairing. So when I removed the fairings, there was nothing to secure the wheels. So I used a couple of these collars for now. I didn't have any little bolts, so I just put them on there, and it works pretty good. Okay, one more thing I wanted to talk about. This isn't really a maintenance item, but it has to do with the carbon rods for the wings. Um, I was watching a video from a good friend of mine, Ian Quick, and he was showing a lot of the things he does to pre-flight his planes and keep them all nice and trim and balanced. And one of the things he was talking about was making sure that your spars, these carbon rods, are in equally on each side of the wing. So I started thinking about that, and I got these out and I assembled the wing, and sure enough, the holes in the wing are a little longer than the carbon rods, which means you could get them in there off center, and that's going to maybe not be an issue, but it could cause your plane to need a little aileron trim if it's severe enough. So I went ahead and I measured the rods, found the middle, and I put a little piece of tape here to mark the center so that I'll have the same amount of spar on each side of the wing. Same with the back one. Great idea. Thank you, Ian. I'm going to put a link to his channel. He's got a great YouTube channel. He loves flying. He's got a lot of great planes, and he's really methodical and really, well, he'd make a great real pilot, I think, because of the way he sticks to his checklists and everything before he flies. So check him out. I'll put a link in the description, and you guys really need to check him out. Okay, and there we have it, all ready to fly again. Got a brand new motor, got the wheel pants off, and a little bit bigger wheel installed on there for the grass. Got a function check. I need to set up my transmitter to deploy the flaps a little bit slower, so it'll be a little more scale. So yeah, looking good. Got another plane all ready to remaiden when the lockdown gets lifted. We'll get this one out to Poplar Ford and put it through her paces. Okay, and that's going to be about it for this episode. Working on the Valiant. She's got a clean bill of health, all ready to fly when the restrictions get lifted. And we'll take her out to Poplar Ford and we'll put her through her paces. So please like, comment, and subscribe if you like this video, and share it with your friends. If you have anybody that would be interested, I'd really appreciate it. But for now, take care, everybody, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.